injuries. I've just done a tally. We're 11 players missing, 2 of them suspended this weekend. You could hear it in your voice the other night. It's not ridiculous is the wrong word, but you know where I'm going with this.
It's a challenge, isn't it? It's a difficult situation we're in at the moment. Some of it our own doing. When you look at 5 yellow cards or a red card, some of it's our own doing. It's one of them things at the moment. I've before I came in here and you've asked me that question, I actually thought, do you know what? Let's not worry about who we haven't got. Let's not talk about these if it's 11. Let's concentrate on the ones we've got, and we've got enough to go to Tranmere. And the big thing for us this weekend is not worrying about injuries, suspensions, is just really focusing on the players who are selected, whether that's as a starter or whether that's on the bench, and making sure that they're fully prepared. We've sort of gone about it slightly different with them in terms of reviewing the game this week, because I asked them to watch it and review it and feed back to the staff and to the rest of the group what they're seeing. And the big message is, let's get back to doing the basics well. And the basics are working hard, competing, and passing the football to each other. And that sounds really simple, and you don't need to go on a coaching course up to be qualified to understand that is the basics for football. So that's what we have to focus on this weekend. Going to Tranmere, the 9 players who are injured and the 2 suspended are of absolutely no interest to me for leading up to Saturday's game. All I want to worry about and concern myself is those guys who are going to come and help us.
I agree with that, and I would normally dig into this for 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not going to. I've got one. I will ask. The 9 could swing. Have we got anybody coming back? Thinking particularly about Hunt.
Yeah, there's possibilities that we'll have one back. It's a little bit early to say at the moment, but Hunt has done some work. We just need to see whether there's any reaction, how he feels on Friday. I am hopeful that he's going to be back, but I'm not counting my chickens just yet, and we'll see. I don't think there's going to be anybody else. I'd be really surprised if there's anybody before next weekend, even before the cup game. So it's a case of just seeing what we've got come Friday morning when I make the final decision on the team, when we do our final preparation, and when we go to Tranmere. We have to show certainly a better version of ourselves than we did in the first half against Stockport, and definitely there was an improvement in the second half, but still not to the level that we all know that we're capable of, and that's what we have to get back to.
Something you said on Tuesday night during our interview, and it got me thinking, because I wasn't of the mindset. I wasn't thinking the way when you said we've got ourselves into a little rut. It's when you say that you think, do you know what we have? Because of the 3 results that we've had. Is that a dangerous mindset for me to have, particularly being so close to the club? And is that something that perhaps it's complacent around the place? Do you feel that?
No, I certainly don't think there's any complacency around the place. I do think it's human nature, isn't it? It's not. This isn't a slant on any one person or any group of people in particular, but human nature, and especially in our country, we are absolutely guilty of it. We all get really, really carried away when things start to go well, and maybe don't continue to do the things. And I don't think it's complacency that brings that on. What we have to do is make sure we keep challenging each other, challenging ourselves to maintain standards. That's what it's all about. And in footballing terms, it's maintaining standards off the grass in the way you live your life, the amount of travelling you do, the food you're eating, the drinks you're drinking, the training that you're doing, the recovery that you're doing, and then performing when you go out if you're selected on a match day. And we've just gone away from, not all of them, but we've gone away from some of them for whatever reason. And we have to get back to it. And it is a we. This is what I've said to the players there. It's about us. We're all in it together, staff and players. The whole football club. You saw 11,016, was it 1116 on Tuesday night at Stockport. They're with us as well, the supporters. So I would expect it'll be a good following again this weekend. And we have to make sure that we keep our standards and we keep ourselves right. And in terms of standards for supporters, making sure their behaviour's right so that there's nothing coming back on the football club, and for us, making sure our performance level and our preparation's right.
The chopping and changing has made it difficult, but it sounds like you're of the mindset now that, I'm not having that. If you're selected, it's because you're the footballer at this club. You play.
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, it's I said this before early on in the season. There's things that I will do that when it works, it looks really good. There's things I'll do when it doesn't work, it looks as if it's the wrong decision. Now, unfortunately, I can't select the side once I've seen what the performance is. I have to select it before I get the performance. And that's why it's always easy to say at the end of a game, I should have done this or he should have done that. I have to make those decisions before. I do all the things, whatever I do it for the right reasons. It's like I blame myself for our preparation before Barrow. I did it for the right reasons. With hindsight, it was the wrong thing to do. I picked the team on Tuesday night for the right reasons, but it didn't work for us. So I have to try and pick a team on Saturday at Tranmere that's right for us, and that's all I can concentrate on. I can't get concerned with what's not available for us, and whether Hunt is available or not. I can't get concerned about that as much as I do want him out. I would like Ryan Edmondson there, I would like Jordan Gibson there, I would like Amari Patrick there, Ben Barkley, all of these I could keep going. But they're not going to be. So let's just get on with it. Let's deal with it. And whoever gets selected, they're in this group and they're travelling to Tranmere because they are a Carlisle United player, and I want them to go and perform to the levels that I expect.
The other thing we don't do, and I think this is what you're saying to the lads and to us to focus on, is the fact that Doncaster's a great example. You were saying we had 21 points at that time, so did they. Locked in the table, yet it was doom and gloom for them. And for us, it was like we were at the top of the league. We get into that frame of mind, don't we? And we allow it to overtake sometimes what it is that we're actually doing.
Well, I think, unfortunately, because of what's gone on over recent years, when things are going well, we're all enjoying it. And I've enjoyed it. It makes my Saturday night or Tuesday night so much better if we've got 3 points in the bag and we've done well. And it makes it tough. We have to just try and keep a bit of a level-headed calmness about it. On Tuesday night, I didn't rant and rave. I didn't go mad at the players because I didn't see that was the necessary thing to do. I have done on occasions. I've had a go at them. Saturday at half time, I had a go at them, and probably a couple of individuals got it more than others. Tuesday night, I was a little bit calmer because I thought. Well, firstly, I thought they were a better side than us on the night. Simple as that. And I didn't think we didn't do enough. So there was no point in ranting and raving. It was about trying to be constructive in what we said. It was about trying to be constructive with them today in the meeting and challenging them to get back to being the best that they are, because I don't think that's what we were on Tuesday.
Tranmere, it was feisty last season. We can see what can happen at Prenton Park. It can be that type of place.
Yeah, it can be, yeah. I said last year, I said it, that I think it's a fantastic place to go. I think they are really, really good supporters, Tranmere Rovers supporters. I didn't think they were very well behaved last season. That's my honest opinion. I thought the stewards were abysmal last season as well. So it got a little bit out of hand. The whole atmosphere got out of hand on what are generally really, really good supporters. And I find all through my career, whenever I've been to Tranmere, I really do like the atmosphere there. I like the I suppose hostility is the right sort of word. I thought it went over the line of hostility last season and went too far. So I hope this week we get the hostility. I hope it's a really good atmosphere where we'll be backed by our fans. I also hope it's as entertaining as it was last year, and I hope we come out on the right end of the result.
And they're on one of those runs. They're starting to lift themselves to where they probably think they should be.
Yeah, definitely. They're on a really good run. I think I'm right in saying it's about five wins and 2 draws or something like that. So yeah, they're a tough side to play. Very, very hard working. Mickey has his sides well organised, and he has that spirit amongst them. And we've got to get back to that. That's what got us to 24 points in the table. We've now gone a couple of games without picking anything up, and we need to get back on it as soon as we possibly can. And what a fantastic place with a great atmosphere to go and do it.
We're having a guess that we're going over 1,000 again at least for the weekend. Sales are fantastic at the moment. Does it ever make you stop and think, or is it just something you expect now?
Oh no, I don't expect it at all. No, I certainly don't take that for granted. I knew we'd sold a lot before Tuesday night at Stockport. But then when I heard the final numbers, it's staggering what we're getting, and if we can get close to that again this weekend, then absolutely brilliant. It's just a pity we don't get a share of it. That's the downside to it. But that's the way the Football League is at the moment. But no, I certainly don't take that for granted. I massively appreciate everything that the supporters are doing for us. I hope they've appreciated what we're doing for them. And the one thing I want to really drum into the players is let's get back to giving them something that they do appreciate.
Last one, confidence can take a knock if you find yourself on a little blip. Is there any evidence of that at the moment?
Well, the evidence is there in the performance on Tuesday night that, yeah, confidence is low. But I don't care who you are, whatever level coach, I mean, the best coaches in the world, they don't have a bucket full of confidence to put into a player. Confidence comes from within, and that's your own standards. You've just got to get over it, and that's where, I always used to find as a player when I was going through a tough patch, if you get your first pass right, or you make a good run, or you get a cross in, or you have a shot that works the goalkeeper, suddenly you feel a little bit better about yourself, and then the next thing you do. So when you're low on confidence, you have to build yourself back up. And the one thing that we've talked about today is getting the basics right. And if you get basics right, suddenly you become more and more confident, and you can be a better player when you do that. I can't help them on that one. I can only talk to them. I can only show them things. Confidence has to come from themselves. So, I'm really sorry for anybody who thinks that as a coach I can do it, but I can't. Players have to do that themselves. We will do everything we can as staff to get them right, to get them prepared, and hope that they go and perform, and that will give them a hell of a lot of confidence.
Paul, thank you.